Hello and welcome back to Houselight Theatre Reviews. Today's review is just with me, Jenny. Alex is away, so my co-host today is this lovely plant, but I'm not going to make them say very much, so you are stuck with me, I'm afraid. But it is quite appropriate though, because the play that I'm reviewing today is called The Beautiful Future is Coming, which I saw last night, and it is essentially a play about the future framed through a lens of climate anxiety. So I'll start off by saying that I really loved this piece, and I want to talk about several reasons why. I actually went into it last night not knowing any context about what the play was. I had no idea what it was. So then when I got in and read the programme and saw that it was about climate anxiety, I thought, fantastic, I basically have a master's degree in climate anxiety, so I think this will be really good, and I was proven right. This play is written by Flora Wilson Brown and directed by Nancy Medina. And yeah, it's a story about, that came about from Flora Wilson Brown's worry, fear of the future through climate anxiety, and obviously all the uncertainty that brings with it. So this play consists of 6 actors, and they're basically 3 pairs, 2 couples and a pair of work colleagues, and they are framed over different time periods. With the exception of roughly one, that the historical time period, it was ambiguous as to when exactly these times were, but we did know that they were far in the future because of the type of setting that they were in, the context of where they were, and on a few occasions where they referred to the 2020s being a long time ago. I would estimate that the couple that was based in the past was maybe somewhere around 1900, that kind of time. The middle couple were maybe, 2050, that kind of time. And then the third pair were way in the future, maybe in the next century sometime. And I'll start off by saying that the acting across the board was fantastic. You know how sometimes you'll see a piece and the acting isn't quite on point and it really takes you out of the experience? This was the opposite experience. The acting was so good that it just felt so real, and it was really immersive for that reason. And I found myself not being bored in the slightest for even a minute. It was a really immersive story, and I was rooting for all of the characters and felt the emotions that they were going through and their various frustrations and things throughout. It was very, very good, and they should all be very proud of themselves, which I'm sure they are. The staging was another really effective element to this piece, and which made me really like it. It was quite simple staging, really, because the stage itself was quite bare, and the props were fairly minimal. I think it consisted of a desk, an armchair, 2 bar stools, but the main feature of the set were these 2 screens that slid in and out and created barriers, and those screens combined with the lighting effects basically gave really effective impressions about which time zone we were in, what the setting was throughout. And it also meant that as the play progressed, the time zones sort of started to interact with each other, and the dialogue between the pairs started crisscrossing a little bit, and they started talking over each other and joining in with each other's conversations, even though it was across time and space, which was really effective, and that the staging really let that happen because of its effective simplicity. So I really enjoyed that. so yes, there was a lot of interwoven time in that respect. I was thinking about it straight after seeing it last night, and the overall vibe that you get from it at the end in particular is one of, it's not happiness exactly, but it is hopeful, and it also leaves you with a great sense of gratitude that we are living in a time where we can still save the planet to a big extent, and depending on decisions that are made and the powers in charge and everything, that we can still enjoy all of the beautiful things in the world now. And I was finding that particularly when it was focused on the pair who were far in the future, I just found myself really grateful that I'm not in that situation. It's sort of like the feeling that you get after watching Interstellar or something. It's really profound and powerful, but you're also left feeling very grateful that you are living right now and not in some uncertain future. I don't know whether that was the intention of the piece, but that was certainly the feeling that I was left with. And I was pretty emotional by the end of it. I think this is the second piece that I've watched since starting these reviews where I've been kind of crying at the end. And it's quite hard to make me cry these days, so yeah, good job again. There was also a big focus on women and their autonomy and their changing autonomy throughout the years. So as I mentioned, one of the couples was based quite away in the past, and she's a scientist, and she encounters a lot of frustration about the fact that she's not taken as a serious peer to the male scientists of the time. And there started to be a really interesting parallel that happened when the time zones started to interweave with each other towards the end, that the women who were living in the future and far in the future, their autonomy and the power of their autonomy really came across in what they were saying, in their decisions, for example, to have children or not have children. So it was a really powerful and topical piece on that front as well. I would honestly give this one 5 stars. I'd probably give it, well, I was going to say if I could I'd give it 6 stars. I can give it 6 stars because I make the rules. So 6 stars here. It was very, very, very good. Beautifully acted, effective staging. I highly recommend that you go and see this one. Highly recommend. And good news, you've got a while to do so because it's on until the 7th of June. The only thing that you may need to bear in mind is it does contain a lot of strong language, and there are some sort of mental imagery that's described that may be distressing as well. So do be sure to check all of the content warnings on the Bristol Old Vic page. All of the information's on there, cast and crew information. Everybody involved should be very, very proud of this one, and do let us know if you end up going to see it. As usual, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. It really helps us out, particularly as we are a little baby channel right now. Please do give us your support. That would be really appreciated. And drop us a comment if you have seen this piece and what you thought of it, and if you haven't seen this piece and you are going to. Thank you so much in advance, and I will be back again soon with a more talkative co-host. Although you've been brilliant, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.